They say he lost everything: his stability, his place in society, his name. But that's not true. What he really lost were the illusions that kept others comfortable. What he kept, the only thing he refused to surrender, was his mind. And that, in a world that thrives on denial, is the ultimate rebellion. Nietzsche told the story first: a madman running through the marketplace crying, "God is dead." The people laughed at him, not because he was wrong. He saw what they could not bear to admit: that the foundation of their meaning had already cracked, but they kept walking as if it didn't. Erasmus, on the other hand, understood this centuries before. In the praise of folly, he let folly herself speak. The fool mocking kings, priests, and scholars. The fool's laughter was not ignorance, it was freedom. To act foolish in a world obsessed with order is to choose honesty over pretense. The fool isn't the one who knows nothing, but the one who no longer fears being wrong. And also, Carl Jung later saw the same pattern from the inside. He believed madness begins when the unconscious floats the surface, when someone faces too much truth at once. Society calls that insanity, but Jung was calling it encounter, the moment when the mask breaks and the full weight of reality enters the room. Madness in this sense is not loss of reason, it's the reason stripped of protection. Then came Foucault, who showed how every era defines madness. To protect its order, those who think differently, who see through systems, are labeled as unstable, not because they are dangerous, but they expose what the system can't admit. Madness, he said, is simply the name given to truth that have no place to live. And finally, Albert Camus, the philosopher of the absurd. He saw the same figure standing at the edge of existence, aware that life has no grand design yet, still refusing to despair, to see meaning collapse and still love the act of living. That is the clearest form of sanity there is. The madman becomes the lucid one, the only one strong enough to bear the world without guarantees. Across all these thinkers runs one thread. The madman is not the one who has lost his mind, but the one who has seen too much of it. He's the human being stripped of narrative, of illusion, of belonging. What remains is naked awareness, the unbearable clarity of seeing the world as it is. We call him mad because we need distance from what he reveals. He makes us uncomfortable, not because he speaks nonsense, but because he speaks without disguise. Every society hides its fear behind reason, just as every individual hides behind routine, and the madman has neither. He stands outside, carrying the full burden of meaninglessness and still daring to think. To lose everything but your mind is to lose the comfort of denial, the safety of shared myths, the rhythm of unquestioned purpose. It is to walk alone, seeing clarity that most people would rather to be distracted than free from. Madness, then, it is not always the end of the thought. Sometimes it is its final and honest stage. Maybe the madman isn't someone to be pitiful of, but to be listened to, because beneath his chaos lies a purity that order cannot imitate, the raw awareness of what happens when illusion dies and consciousness remains. He may have lost everything, but kept the one thing the world keeps trying to escape, and that's the truth.